What you're seeing here is the GOES 15, and to explain to you what is taking place here, this is the solar wind, this is the Earth, this is the solar wind hitting the Earth. What we should be seeing is all of these arrows going in the same direction. What we are seeing in the last hour or two of this graph is this. And pay attention, folks. There is something coming. I guess I'll call this a cosmic wind. And granted, it is only one line of wind, but again, we're not talking like thin lines here. You're talking about solar wind. It only goes one way, people. It's not supposed to be doing this. There is something going on here, and that does not bode well for us. Again, picture the Earth. This is a huge fan coming in off of the sun. And you can see something is now. I have been noticing for the last couple of days that it looks like the plasma level was decreasing. And look at this, folks. The temperature is increasing here. And then all of a sudden, in the last of these frames, we have something reversing on the cosmic wind. I don't know what else to say, because the implications is that here's the deal, folks. And those of you who live in the South can appreciate this. So you have a fan that is, again, coming at you this way. Now, for a breeze to counter the wind that's coming at you has to be stronger than the wind that's hitting you. So think about it. You're suddenly feeling wind that's pushing against the wind that's coming on you already. So I think that this is something really to begin to watch. I really do. I don't know what this means, but I can tell you I've only seen this happen one other time, where all of these arrows began to face the sun. Folks, something is up. Something is up. So let's see what's happening over here. Again, this is our magnetic outer layers. I believe they call this the heliosphere. This is our magnetosphere. This is how the Earth is handling. You can see there is a big storm hitting, shock wave. But watch what happens here, folks. It goes completely quiet, and then all of a sudden, here in the last couple of frames, we see what shouldn't be. This is, as you can see, the solar wind. And we'll check it, but I bet you Corona is probably showing a geomagnetic disturbance. And you can see, now this is what's odd. It's though something is coming from behind the Earth. And watch these time frames. You see that? And then it completely neutralizes. Amazing. Well, we show here as well on the, look at this. The field behind. I mean, the Earth is handling it just fine. But it does show some very unusual activity. Well, this is the Earth's magnetic signature. Typically, you like to see lines that just flow that back, but boy, something is really going on. You know, there is a great YouTube channel, Astral Traveler, that I highly recommend. I'll put a link to his channel. Best explanation. The man is obviously an astrophysicist. Pretty deep what he teaches, but you can grasp it, and he is sending out the alarm as well. Something is going on, folks. And, you know, this is like an EKG when you go into your doctor. Same thing. You know, they look for patterns and they look for irregularity. Boy, I can't even say that word. Yes, I know I mispronounced it. But the point is, they look for a normal pattern. And if they see abnormalities to that patterns, then something's wrong. I think something is wrong. And I have provided these links before, but I'll leave this one again. This is something that you can monitor and listen. You could be a set of eyes that when you begin to see something that you're going, wait a minute, this doesn't look right, and you can get the word out. But this bears watching. I'm going to go out on a limb here, but as I have been watching this over the last couple of weeks, what do you want to bet that these two will merge into one large storm? And I wonder what it will actually do to the overall jet stream. And is what we're seeing take place in the magnetosphere influencing what's taking place in the ionosphere? I think the obvious answer is yes. The two are inseparable. What happens on one will impact the other. And all the rest of the different layers of our atmosphere, they're symbiotic in their relationship. But I just find this interesting to see that what we can see taking place with the Earth's magnetic signature, are we witnessing changes here on the Earth in our atmosphere that then has a direct impact on us as well from a weather perspective. I mean, we watch this every day when I post these videos, and they begin to tell their own history. They begin to have a database that anyone can go back and actually refer to. As long as they continue to provide the data, we'll continue to record it. But I just find it curious that you see the jet stream, and I've been waiting for this. And Dr. Beckworth, if you're watching this, tell me if I'm wrong on this. But I've been looking for incursions of not only north and south, but south and north. I don't know about you, but that looks like one to me. Does this not to you? Comes right up from the south, right into the north. This one coming from the north cascades down right across this ridge and right down into the south. So I do believe that space weather impacts Earth weather. And I think we're seeing changes here. I think we're seeing changes on a global scale. I really, as I find with most people, each is entitled to your own opinion. I do these for myself and for the others who find them at least to be of some benefit. But again, someone said this is from Fukushima. I don't know. Listen, they have contaminated the world oceans, and we're seeing the ecological disaster taking place on the West Coast now, whether it's the starfish, plankton. We're seeing just mass die-offs, and particularly when you get to these smaller organisms that begin to feed the food chain going up, when that begins to break down, that is a problem. I wouldn't advise anyone, well, let me just put it this way, I'll choose my words more carefully. I believe that there is radiation that is coming from this steel. I know that last flood that they had that wiped out, literally carried out to sea, the miles and miles of waste that they had piled up around those reactors, and I know all of that just washed right out to the sea, so who knows. But anyway, changes are happening, and we're seeing it again in both in space weather and on Earth weather. So let's keep our heads up. I'll leave the links. All right, guys.